Hello there, my name is Retro. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, also be completely random. And today will be Gnome from Netflix. I can't say the name for some reason. Let's start the review. Now, Netflix original anime movies are really good but not amazing like Next Gen, or kind of bad but not that bad, at least enjoyable enough like Duck Duck Goose. Long Gnomes is a kind of the middle of both of them because it has a lot of good things, but also some of the flaws kind of make it hard to watch sometimes. Let me explain at least what I'm doing with the story. Now, the story all about is Chloe, who basically moved house to house because of her mom's job. She's basically, I guess, a CEO or something like that. That you never explain what she does, but it's something that kind of she has to move constantly. They never describe why. But that's the main issue of Chloe, that her mom's job ruins her social life. She really doesn't have friends. Of course, at this time and age, you have, I don't know, Facebook, or you could tweet about it, or anything like that. There are dozen different ways to communicate and create friends. But she's about, what, 10-ish? That even that she try to make friends, they really don't contact her. And you kind of understand that, because I was similar the same position at that age, that my parents moved a lot, so I can understand. But the difference is that back then you didn't have a Twitter, Facebook, or texting. So at the same time, yeah, it's kind of not real but surreal. But you do understand because they do focus on this a lot. I mean, you have a moment that she just stare at her character. You just stare at her, how she lonely. You feel that kind of grabs you. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm mumbling because it's how they present it. It stops everything and just focus on her, and you feel her emotions, how she grabs her arm, that kind of loneliness, because her mom also has to leave every single day, that she usually works too much, and she tries to make friends to leave that gap close, but she can't. But lucky for her, she does make a friend, sort of, that'd be Leon, the next door neighbor, because Leon is probably the best part of this movie, because Leon is a very likable character. He's a nerd, but one of the nerds in that he knows he has flaws, that he tried to make friends, but he's one of those kind of desperate people who try to make friends. But one of those characters that you feel sorry because you want to hug him. You mean, bro, I need me a hug you, I'll be your friend kind of type of character. You want to hug him because he's so likable. Of course, Leon kind of have trouble to make Chloe her friend, and this is basically a subplot. The main story is about the gnomes and these strange creatures. They kind of like a troll. They are basically very violently eating very structure of everything. The whole purpose of this fake trolls is basically consume and destroy. And a lot of gnomes, they were basically there and say, well, we have to defend it. Don't have explanation why they have to defend it. They don't notice they're evil. They have to stop. And it's one of the main problems of this movie, that they sort of explain, but not enough to make it, oh yeah, that actually makes sense. No, this is like good and evil. Kill each other. That's it. But of course you can't kill anyone. They have to give kind of the excuse of how to get rid of this fake trolls, that they're transported with this gun. They found a flower that not yet explained. Once more, that's one of the issues. But once more, they never ever struggle with the story. You never feel they was tack on. This one really tries to focus on the characters, and the second is the adventure, that is kind of sort of connected to be I don't know, realize it's kind of the same problem she has. It's not a metaphor. I'm not trying to say it's a metaphor. It's more like, yeah, she had to realize that she's focusing too much on need to make friends. I need someone specific, and then realize Leon is the specific friend you need, and realize she's doing dumb things while actually thinking about it, especially with the mean girls who kind of nipping at her to grab some stuff from her, especially this special jewel that connects to this machine who kind of stopped this evil trolls to coming out. But she's so desperate, she gives the crystal to her, and because being a mean girl, she left it somewhere else. So they have to figure out how to stop this troll. It's kind of very unique and fun kind of story. It's not perfect because some of the things, like I say in the montages, they're trying to show you how time passes, the few hours, was kind of, especially with the music, that I feel they should come up with their own music instead of starting to buy modern music that kind of feel out of place. This doesn't really work. That's one of the issues this series has. But the main focus is Chloe and Leon and the mean girls, and how to figure out the situation they are in. That itself is so interesting. You also have Chloe realized she messed up in fixing all this mess with this evil fake trolls kind of deal. But what's more, it's kind of cliche. I'm not gonna go in deep detail, but at the end, it's interesting because it's the character moments with the other characters, and not the trying to save the world kind of deal because I fucked up. No, it's part of that, but it's not the really main focus. It's more about her issues, and now she has to deal with this other thing and figure out how to deal with this other thing too in the same time. But it was so well handled. But you also have some 1-2 moments that kind of make it drag. Like the final act kind of stretch it a little bit too long. That when she kind of destroys everything, because this is a PG, it's more for a family-friendly kind of entertainment. You need to destroy the evil one. But they went defining, figured out how to defeat it out of the toilets. Yes, you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. And you think the movie should end there, and feel would perfectly end the movie there, because I feel they handle everything perfectly. But no, they have to stretch it out for the mean girl. Kind of like Next Gen, that the last part of the movie stretches it out. This feels similar, but not as forced like Next Gen. So it's kind of worth watching. It's not bad. It's not equally cliche like Duck Duck Goose. It's more like passable. Really, it's enjoyable. I recommend to watch the movie. It's because of the characters. The characters make the movie so well watching. Of course, you do get bored maybe once or twice, but they only need the montages. That's the thing that ruins everything. I have to rate this. I have to give it at least a 7 out of 10. I mean, it's entertaining. It's not amazing, but it's entertaining enough. Yeah, that's all I can say. Well, I got nothing else to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.